What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Beaky, and let's talk why Nintendo Switch's handheld-only bundle is actually a bad deal for savvy gamers, hopefully like you. Now, this video is going to be quite interesting because I'm actually going to explain why people out there who might just want to play a Nintendo Switch as a handheld-only console might actually want to still pick up the docked version of the system. Now, what we're talking about here is articles that's been going around the internet over the last few days with headlines like this: Nintendo is releasing a handheld-only Switch bundle? Oh my! Let's look at the article real quick, and I'm actually going to go point by point and show you guys a little data information from Best Buy, GameSpot, Nintendo's old websites, the MSRP, and show you why maybe you actually want to pick up the full bundle to get the most out of your money. Well, here's what the article has to say. While the dockless bundle would also be a good handheld pursuit, Nintendo is marketing this as a Nintendo Switch second set in Japan. So they're marketing it as somebody who has one Switch and maybe want to go out and buy a second Switch for their family or friend. Let's say whatever it might be, you have a household and you only have one TV. Japan usually don't have like a lot of places in Japan, they don't have really big apartments. You might only have one TV, and like you don't want to have two docks hooked up to a TV for whatever reason, but now you have two Switches in your house. Like I have a Switch here and a Switch here, right guys? So instead of buying the second Switch that comes with a dock, the Joy-Con grip, and the HDMI cable, I could save $50 by just buying the Switch that comes with the Joy-Cons, whichever colors I want, and it's gonna come with no power cable as well, which is kind of weird. It doesn't come with a power cable, and we're gonna be talking about that right now, guys. So Nintendo wants to convince us that just buying a Switch, no power cable, and Joy-Con is a great deal for people who already own Switches, while they fully well know there's people out there who's been clamoring since the Switch was released to just buy it as a handheld-only console and would definitely want a power cable. And I really do think it's a really bad idea to put out a hardware that needs to be charged without the power cable. I don't care what the justification is, there are going to be people out there who buy the system and not realizing that you needed a power cable. This happened to me with one of the recent set of the 3DSs. I got one and it didn't come with a power cable. Now, lucky for me, lucky for them too, I just happened to have the old 3DS and mine was like, getting old, so I had an extra power cable. But if that really didn't happen to me, I would have been screwed and I've been very upset that now I have to go out and buy a separate power cable. And I could definitely see people going out and buying this handheld only Switch in Japan for freaking $50 cheaper than the regular Switch bundle, and then have to shell out another big amount of money to buy it. In the United States, if you go to like a GameStop or even you go in Best Buy, this AC adapter alone costs $25 if you want a brand new one, and you may not want to buy a used AC adapter because of who knows how the last person used it. You don't want any power issues in bricking your Switch. So just this thing to think of. So either it went from a $50 saving, now you're only saving $25, but that might still be a good amount of savings for you if you're just going to play it handheld. But let's actually talk about why this is not that great of a deal, especially when it not coming with the Joy-Con grip, the HDMI, and, well, as you said, the power cable. Alright, and the dock, of course, the dock. So let's get into it right now by talking about some numbers. So I went ahead and looked up how much these items actually cost MSRP when you're talking about the dock. The dock MSRP is $90. $90. Now, if you're playing a game like you guys are seeing right now, the Dark Souls remastered, and you're going to be playing it at home mostly, playing it online when that gets released on the Nintendo Switch, that's why I'm using this game. This is a game I can understand you want to play a lot, always be connected to the internet and play at home. But still, I think many gamers love playing the Switch on the go, and even if they're playing a Dark Souls game on the go, they're going to be like perfectly fine with that if they're mobile data, playing in the living room while watching some sports with their friends. That might happen, but I can still see maybe the majority of people who's going to buy Dark Souls remastered for the Switch is going to be playing it docked on a big TV so they can play online with their friends, because online is a big portion of that game. But for the rest of us who want to play this on the go, well, having a dock is not really a big deal for us, so that's $90 off the price right there. So Nintendo not giving you a dock, you'd be like, man, they could save a lot of money. They could drop it down by like making the $60 cheaper already just because the dock is MSRP is freaking $90. But let's be realistic right now. Now there's deals on the docks. Like at GameStop right now, you could get it for $66. You could get it for all the way as cheap as something like where did I see? I saw it like at $60 somewhere on eBay like that. If you buy it like, a used one and stuff like that, you get it that cheap. So that's not even a bad deal right there, right? So I still think that Nintendo could have took off at least $60 and not shipping you the dock at all. Why only $50? Well, let's talk about the other components. So that's the dock. So we'll just give the dock a $50 price cut that Nintendo. So Nintendo said, no, we're taking out the dock. That's $50. That's what you get off it. But what about the Joy-Con grip? The Joy-Con grip sells for almost $15 some places, $10 some places else. So I'm like, okay, that's money right there they could have took off. They're not giving you the grip. They're not giving you the HDMI cable. Yes, HDMI cables are like $3 or something like that if you buy it from Monoprice online, or even like $10 if you want like a decent one from Amazon. But come on, this is Nintendo. HDMI cables are not costing them much, so that's taken out of the box, because definitely you don't need an HDMI cable if it's not going along with the dock. All right, let's keep thinking about this, right? The HDMI cable, the dock, and then there's the AC adapter. The AC adapter, like I said, MSRP $25. So if you keep adding all this up to $25, I gave Nintendo $50 for the dock. I could have really said $90, but let's say $50. $25 for the AC adapter. That comes out $75. You have the Joy-Con grip. You got HDMI. And Nintendo could have safely knocked off $80 off the price of a Switch and sold this handheld-only bundle. And I think that would have been fair to a lot of customers, just because the MSRP, this is Nintendo's price in here, manufacturer suggested retail price, if I said that correctly, is $90 freaking dollars. And with it being $90 freaking dollars, they could have ducked off a chunk of this handheld only bundle and making Japanese gamers really happy. And eventually they're gonna do this in the United States and UK. This is just something I see they're gonna do, because it just makes smart business move, because there are so many gamers like me, and I've taken surveys Nintendo has sent to me where they ask you, how do you play your Switch? And I said, bro, I play this as a handheld. I am not playing the Switch as a freaking console hooked up to my TV. My dock is behind my TV, and I don't even use the dock for charging. I legitimately have my power cable for my Switch right here, the AC adapter, plugged into an outlet, and I just plug it into my system. I don't even bother dock it into the dock, because the dock actually has a tendency of leaving streaks on your... My dock was one of those docks that were malfunctioned, manufactured incorrectly, I guess, and it's very tight. It was just not manufactured correctly, and it's a bad dock. It just is. So I try to avoid using it when I can. Now, besides that, right? Now let's talk about why a savvy gamer would just avoid this deal. And like I said, it's not a horrible deal. It's just not a really good deal if you're really smart and you're not really a mom and pop just walking in and buying the Nintendo because your kid said you want a Nintendo. Or if you are somebody who already has a Switch and were looking out to get a second Switch and just didn't want to think about it because you're ball like that. But if you're a savvy gamer, you guys should already figure out what I'm going to do. Spend the full price and buy a normal Nintendo Switch bundle. Spend the extra $50 and then go ahead and buy the freaking, get the dock. You could sell the dock back right now in places like on eBay for $45. That's the average is going for the dock alone. That's not including the HDMI cable. That's not including the AC adapter. That's just the dock alone. Now, obviously, some people are going to be like, okay, what about shipping, eBay fees? So you could calculate that. There's a website you can go to, like eBay fee calculator, and you could go in there and see how much money you're going to get. But you don't have to sell for $45. You can sell for $50, right? Depends on your condition. This is going to be brand new. You're going to be like, oh, this is like new. This is new. You could even say it's new because you haven't even used it. You have good packaging for it. You can sell for new for $50 right there, right? So there you go. Now you've already saved $50. Now it's the same price as a Switch you would have bought from Nintendo that didn't come with AC adapter. You get to keep your AC adapter right there. You get to keep the Joy-Con grip. Look at that. But let's say if you want to be even more savvier gamer, you don't want the HDMI cable, so you include the HDMI cable with the dock, you sell that together. Or you can include the Joy-Con grip too, so you can sell the Joy-Con grip, you can sell the HDMI cable, and you can sell the dock all together for, let's say, I'm going to give it on the low end, let's say you actually take home $60. After eBay fees and PayPal fees and everything else and shipping, you take home $60. That's still cheaper than what Nintendo was going to be going ahead and selling it for, and all of this while keeping the power adapter, which I really do think is key. And I think this is very key for people out there who want a handheld only Switch and who might even think about buying this bundle. Because if you're thinking about buying this bundle, if you're one of those gamers in Japan thinking about buying this bundle, you gotta think about, like, do I have an extra power adapter for the Switch? Do I have one? Now, some of you be like, it's just a USB Type-C connector. And that is correct. It is a USB Type-C. But all USB Type-C cables are not built the same. Like, I recently got one from my from a friend where he got it from some Chinese website for like $1. This cable's so cheap and so badly made, it doesn't even transfer data. So I'm not even really trusting it for freaking, like, you know, doing stuff from charging my Switch. I would never use it charging my Switch. As we've known, there's people out there who have made like third-party dock sets for fried Switches. Not the same thing, because when you're charging your Switch with a regular through just for the this alone, it doesn't need the same power requirement as when it's in dock to send to your TV. So a lot of chargers that work for your phones, like if you have a Google Pixel, like the charger for that works out really good. Some of the higher end phones come with really good USB Type-C chargers, very well rated, and really have the right specification to be safe, that you have no problem. But there's a lot of different cables out there that you might use, and it may not be recommended to charge your stuff, and it just may not be good for the Switch at all. That's just a situation. So if you can, you might really want to use something like the official brick, just to be safe, because you don't want your thing to be bricked. You just got a Nintendo Switch, and there's no way currently to back up your save on the system unless later on this year you actually pay for Nintendo Switches Online, which the only feature I want from that is the backup. Like, I would not be able to transfer my save from this Switch, my original Switch, to this Switch where, like, my nieces and nephews use. Like, this is for the kids. The kids, when my nieces and nephews come over, they get to play this instead of, and then it's easier for me to, like, balance their playtime on, if I let them play the PlayStation 3, they like playing the PlayStation 3 more than PlayStation 4, whatever. Ratchet like they love the PS3. The PS3 is a great console for kids. Actually, I guess that makes sense. This has nothing to do with this video, but I just think about it, there are a lot more nicer kids games on the PS3 than the PS4. That's probably why they like playing that system so much more. The more Ratchet and Clank games, more the Kingdom Hearts game. They really like, they get in Kingdom Hearts, their first RPG, which is kind of fun. And I like that's the game they gravitated first, because they didn't ask for it. They actually got their mother to go buy Kingdom Hearts for them and then bring it to my house to play Kingdom Hearts because I have the PS3. So I was like, wow. I'm like, yeah, sure. When you come over, as long as you do your homework and stuff, you could play Kingdom Hearts. And I think that's a proper RPG. Anyways, but back to this. So like, Shovel Knights on this Switch. But let's say for whatever reason, this Switch started to act up and I want to transfer my data here. I can't do that, right? I can't do that. So once again, this all goes back to the power adapter. If you can, buy the freaking official bundle that comes with everything, you know, buy the dock, buy the grip, buy everything, keep the official power supply, and then use that, because I'm sure there's gonna be people out there in Japan, or when it comes to the United States or in Europe as well, they'll be like, shit, I already got a Google, I already got this charger from I had for this old device that's USB Type-C, it must work to charge my Switch, but you gotta be careful. These are what I use to charge my Switch. I use my official charging cable, and then I use a battery pack that I have from, I think it's Anchor, one of the high-end ones that cost a lot of money, that I made sure the specifications were good, highly rated. It's like stuff like that. You have to make sure you have the ones that are spec'd correctly so that there's not going to be no damage to your system. Like, I have a review of that on my channel where I took my Switch right when it got released on a trip, and I went ahead and tested out how the battery pack worked with it, how long does it last, using mobile data. I'll leave that video in the description. It's a pretty nice video because I'm outdoors, pretty nice weather, so it's pretty cool. Like stuff like that. You want to use high quality stuff to charge your Switch. I just feel like it's not worth risking it without no way to back up. Like, that's just my truthful opinion right now. So for anybody out there thinking of like, yep, I'm gonna get this $50 cheaper bundle without an AC adapter, without the dock, without the HDMI, without the grip, and then just use my regular charger that I have around the house that's USB Type-C to charge my Switch, you most likely will be fine. You're gonna probably be, most people are, but I just don't think it's worth risking it with Nintendo's crappy backup save system they currently have for the Switch. And I think savvy gamers could definitely get a lot more for their money as long as they're willing to sell the stuff back on eBay. They could save anywhere from $50 and I was up to like $70, $80. All depends on fees. All depends if you sell it to one person. All depends if you sell it to everybody, to multiple pieces individually. But if you can sell it together in a bundle, it might be a really good deal, guys. You could save a lot of money. Be savvy gamer. You could probably save an extra $30. Let's say if you sell for $80, all the extra stuff you have, then you get $30, right? That $30 could be enough to go buy yourself a Nintendo card to go ahead and download a game like Shovel Knight or something else small that you might want to play. And that's a little thing why I say savvy gamers will get more for their money. As long as you're willing to resell the stuff on eBay or resell the stuff on Amazon. Like right now, a Switch dock on Amazon is going for $64 in the Amazon section. And if you have access to reselling stuff on Amazon, if you're an Amazon reseller, that's another way you can get rid of it, and then you can be a little bit more trusted on your transaction. Because I definitely know there's people out there don't like eBay because eBay sometimes has a notation like, oh, the seller's trying to scam me or the buyer's trying to scam me. So somewhere like Amazon, you can sell stuff back. And there's a lot of other websites out there. There's Facebook groups. I don't know how these Facebook groups are trusted. There's Craigslist. If you don't want no fees, if you want to resell it back on Craigslist. And of course, there's always the last and probably not the best option you probably could trade it into GameStop or Best Buy. Yes, you're not going to get a lot, but maybe if you're one of those Power Up Pro members and have the Best Buy or GameStop credit card, which I know has horrible rates and deals, but that's not here or there. Maybe you'll actually get enough that's actually more than $50, trading everything in to go ahead and pick up a few games or even one nice $60 game. So I'm guessing if you trade it in and you're one of those GameStop Pro members and everything with a credit card, you'll get a lot more for your trade-ins. Then you probably get those bonus points that you could redeem to get like 50% off or 10% off of used games. So you could combine all those coupons and all that stuff together, or the Best Buy Gamers Club thing that's going away, but there's still people in the club right now. So there's a lot of ways you could go about saving money when you're getting a Switch if you're trying to go handheld only. That is my whole point about this. Is not to go ahead and completely shit on the idea of buying a handheld only Switch. I just want to let people out there know that yes, getting a handheld only Switch is a great idea and using it is a great idea. Just make sure that you have the proper way of charging your Switch to keep it sufficiently powered without putting it into danger, because I think that's very, very important. You just don't want to lose your save files, guys. You just don't want it to happen until Nintendo actually gives us a real way to back up our saves without paying them $20 a year. $20 a year, like, oh, what the heck. But besides that, guys, go get yourself a Switch. It's a fun console. I'm having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of cool games out there. One of the games I'll definitely recommend if you want to play with family and friends is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battles. I did a review for that game last year, and I thought it was phenomenal. It's one of my best review videos ever. I really went in a lot of effort making that video and putting it together. So if you want to at least see what that game is about, even if you just want to see what I think a high quality video for me looks like, not me on the camera just babbling, me actually thinking about what I want to say, putting the videos together at the same exact time, actually showing you good gameplay. The gameplay I'm showing you guys right now in Dark Souls is me messing around. Go check out that Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle video. I'll leave it in the comment section below and the top of the comments as well for you guys to see that stuff. It's been Mickey here with the Untitled Game Show. If you like what I do, like it, you dislike it, it's all good. If you guys want this gaming shirt, I have a description down below. Till next time, peace the heck out.